Well, first tonight, detectives have released more CCTV images as they step up the hunt for the killer of a mother of four from South Yorkshire.
Yes, the body of Alina Gurlikova, who was last seen on Boxing Day, was found last month. Earlier this week, detectives released CCTV showing her in a pub near to where her body was discovered and a filmed reconstruction of her last known movements.
Well, now they want to identify a man seen on CCTV who might be able to help with their inquiries. Adam Fowler.
Next tonight, a Lincolnshire primary school head teacher whose newborn baby almost died after developing a bacterial infection is calling on all women to be routinely screened.
The condition, called Group B strep, kills one newborn every week in the UK, but many women have never heard of it. The infection, which can be passed on from mother to baby during labour, can be identified with a simple test and is already screened for in Australia, America and Canada, but it isn't available on the NHS.
Well, now Louise Simmons is calling on the government to change their policy and raise awareness of a simple home test that could save lives. Catherine Walker went to meet her.
Well, next, a heartbroken dog owner says she'll never give up looking for her two pets stolen from her Barnsley home 3 years ago. Jackie Milson has spent hours looking for her dogs and even offered an £8,000 reward.
It comes as newly released figures show dog thefts have increased in the UK for the fourth consecutive year.
Now, Jackie says more must be done to help dog owners who've been victims of crime. Martin Fisher has the story.
OK, still to come, how Some more of the day's news now, and tributes have been paid to a council health worker found dead at her home in North Lincolnshire earlier this week.
They came as Joanne Hamer's husband, Ian Hamer, appeared in court today, charged with her murder. Fiona Dwyer reports. Well, next, a Hull MP is asking the government to provide funding for the first so-called Veterans Village for ex-servicemen and women in the Sheffield City region. Mayor Dan Jarvis has been encouraging people to get out on their bikes. Well, next tonight, for those who travel anywhere on the East Coast Main Line from as soon as next week, you may notice something different.
Yes, the train line, of course, which takes in stops like Grantham, Newark and Doncaster, is on a 393-mile route from London to Edinburgh.
Well, the route's not changing, but the trains are, as the ageing Intercity 125s are phased out to be replaced with new Azuma Hitachi bullet trains. Mike Pearce reports.
OK, the ITV Evening News continues at 6:30. Here's a look at what's happening with Mary Knight.
Mary, thank you. Well, some more sport now. We've seen the jubilant scenes over the last few days in Sheffield and Barnsley. Now Mansfield are looking to have similar promotion success of their own.
Yeah, that's right. The Stags are in the unpredictable playoffs after narrowly missing out on automatic promotion and take on Newport in the first leg of the League Two playoffs. And they're expecting to take a big following with...
Well, its cancer survival in the UK has doubled since the 1970s, and Cancer Research UK has been one of the charities which has been at the heart of that progress.
Well, our Sheffield mother and her family is hoping by telling their story, more people will follow their lead and take part in Race for Life events across our region.
7 members of Faye Adair's family have all been diagnosed with some form of the disease, but thanks to a genetic test, it's helped to save lives. John, thank you. That's it from us. Our next update's at 10:30.
The national and international stories are next with Mary Nightingale.
But for now, from the team here on Calendar, thanks very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good evening, welcome to ITV News. This is Thursday's Calendar with Michael Billington and Christine Talbot.
And here are tonight's... Tonight, detectives have released new CCTV footage which they believe could help them catch the killer of a mother of 4 from South Yorkshire.
Yes, the body of Alina Gurlikova, who was last seen on Boxing Day, was found last month. Earlier this week, detectives released images showing her in a pub near to where her remains were discovered and filmed a reconstruction of her last known movements.
Well, now they want to identify a man seen nearby who might be able to help with their inquiries.
Next tonight, a mother from South Yorkshire whose newborn baby almost died after developing a bacterial infection is calling on all women to be routinely screened.
The condition, Group B streptococcus or strep, kills one newborn every week in the UK, but many women have never heard of it.
The infection, which can be passed on from mother to baby during labour, can be identified with a simple test and is already screened for in Australia, America and Canada, but it isn't available on the NHS. Catherine Walker has... Now, the former partner of a man jailed for sex offences against a young girl has told how her life was wrecked by the revelations of his crime. And we should say that from the outset, her story has details that you might find disturbing.
The woman whose identity we are protecting says that a groundbreaking NSPCC project, which is being piloted in Yorkshire, has been a lifeline to her, and she believes it should be available to all who need it across the country. She's been talking to Lisa Adlam. Well, next, a heartbroken dog owner says she'll never give up searching for two pets stolen from her Barnsley home 3 years ago. Jackie Milson has spent many hours looking for them and even offered an £8,000 reward.
Well, it comes as newly released figures show dog thefts have increased in the UK for the 4th consecutive year.
And now Jackie says that more must be done to help owners who've been victims of crime. Martin Fisher. Some sport now, and we've seen the jubilant scenes over the last few days in Sheffield and Barnsley. Well, now Mansfield is looking to have similar promotion success of its own.
Yeah, that's right. The Stags are in the unpredictable playoffs after narrowly missing out on automatic promotion. In position for us in South Wales is our sports reporter Arif Ahmed and Mansfield take on Newport. Now, cancer survival in the UK has doubled since the 1970s, and Cancer Research UK has been one of the charities at the heart of that progress.
Well, now a Sheffield mother is talking out about her own family's experience of the disease to encourage others to get involved in Race for Life events.
Yes, 7 members of Faye Adair's family have been diagnosed with some form of cancer, but a genetic test helped some of them detect it early and get life-saving treatment. Here's Sarah.
Thank you, Mary. John, thank you. Now, one of the region's most successful musicians is going back on the road in the UK for the first time in a decade, and he marks more than half a century in the business.
Yes, Chris Norman, the former lead singer with Smokey, is on tour with his new band and new album, and he's been speaking to my Leeds City Varieties tonight. You going along?
In fact, well, I wouldn't mind, actually, but it's about an hour's time. I have to get there quick. John, thanks very much indeed. That's just about it from us. Our next update is at 10:30.
The national and international stories are next with Mary Nightingale.
Well, for now, from all the team here on Calendar, thanks very much for watching. Calendar will be back as usual at 6 tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.